Now, let us see what are all the building blocks of HTML. So, HTML consists of so many tags. We saw this in the previous video. So, it is every tag is surrounded by the angular brackets, namely the less than and the greater than symbol. Okay, so so the HTML is mainly made up of tags, and each tag will have another component which is called as attribute. An attribute is some extra characteristics or extra information that you want to give. Say for example, you want to define a style, so we will be seeing so many attributes. So you give this inside the tag. So an attribute, so these are the two things that we are going to see here. And moreover, see, these tags are otherwise called as elements. Okay, now before that we will see, we in the previous videos we have already seen that every HTML tag has a starting tag and an ending tag. Okay, and if you look at the syntax, it will be you give a less than symbol, the tag name, and then you, if that particular tag has got any attribute, if you want to give any attribute to here, so you'll have to give the name of the attribute. Now attribute name is a fixed thing, it's a static thing which is always, it's always already predefined thing, and it is equal to attribute value. Let's say suppose you want to say font color or background color, then there will be an attribute name associated for that particular characteristic. Say font color. Font color is, if it is font, the spelling also you should give the same thing, otherwise it will not be reflected on your web page. So if it is, say, let's say font color, it might be actually font underscore color equal to. Now what is this attribute value? Now suppose you want the font color to be equal to red, or you want this to be equal to blue, whatever value you want to give, that is attribute value. So and then close the angular brackets. So the attributes are given in the starting tag. So we will see what are all the attributes available for each and every tag. As and when you learn, you will know what are all the attributes available. And then once when you close the angular brackets, you can give the content, and then finally the closing tag. So we have already seen that the closing tag will always have the between the angular brackets you will give the same tag name, but that will be preceded by the slash symbol. Okay, so this is the format, this is the syntax. Now every tag is basically called as an element. So an HTML element is an individual component of an HTML file. So what is an element? An element consists of all these things. So it consists of a starting tag, and then the content, and then the end tag. If you look at the start tag, say an example is angular P. P stands for paragraph, and then class is one of the attribute for paragraph. So class is equal to, so class is an attribute name, GFG is an attribute value. So now these attribute values, sometimes it is predefined, most of the times it is predefined, and sometimes it is user defined. You also can define. For example, here class is for class attribute, the value is actually user defined. We would have defined some class somewhere, a style class somewhere, whose value we would have given it as GFG. So this is a user defined value. So attribute names are all predefined, but attribute values, sometimes, most of the times it is predefined, but sometimes it will also be user defined. User defined means we can define, gives our own name values to it. And then content is actually the web page. If it is a paragraph, you can give some text here. If it is an image, you can give the actual image, something, whatever it is, depending on the tag, you will give the content here. And then the end tag. So P, it starts with, this is a example, is a paragraph tag, so it starts with P and ends with P with a slash preceding it. So every tag, every component every tag in HTML is called as an element. Okay. Now, so if you look at this example again, so we know already we know that every HTML document will start with a doc type. So you'll have to give an exclamatory mark before this, before giving this doc type, an angular brackets, open close brackets, exclamatory mark, and then doc type, which is in uppercase, and then say HTML. So the first line is it's predefined, we will have to give it as it is, and then we say HTML, open HTML and close HTML. Within that, see all the remaining tags are all embedded within that HTML or nested. So within that HTML, we saw there are two sections. One is a head section and the other one is a body section. So within that head section, you can give some title here. We saw that this title will appear on top. Okay, either on top or somewhere at the bottom in the status bar. So title, and then body. So this body section, inside the body section is where you define your content. So there the H2 is one tag, which is a heading tag, which we will be seeing in the later videos. So there's one tag, this is just a heading tag, and then P stands for paragraph tag, and there is another paragraph which says P style equal to. So style is an attribute, so it's the name of an attribute which is equal to, and then say color colon red. So style equal to, now color is, if whenever you want to give the styles, we will have to give it this way. So style is an attribute name, and then equal to attribute value. So there are so many styles. Styles can be font style, font color, then there are so many things like if it's a table, what's the border of the table, what should be the grid, what should be the width of the grid. So there are so many styles you will be seeing as and when we come across them. So which we will have to now specify what style we are referring here. So here we are referring to the font color. So color colon value. So color, I want the color of this paragraph to be red. So this is how you define. You say style equal to, within quotes, color colon red, and then close the braces, give the content. This is the content of the paragraph, and the paragraph ends, so you give the end tag. And then a span tag. We will see what a span tag is later on. And then this is also a tag. So, and then a body, close the body tag, and then close the HTML. Now this is how it will look like. So here you have the heading, the building blocks. This is the heading. If you run this, you will see this. So this is the building blocks, this is a paragraph tag, and you will see that since we have given the color style as red, so it appears, this paragraph appears in red. And then there is another span element which says the element contains tag, attribute and content. Okay, now so this is all about the element. So every HTML tag will I won't say every, most of the HTML tags are called as elements. Okay, then attributes. So we saw what is an attribute in the previous. Okay, before that we will see what is a HTML tag. So we have seen all HTML tags must be enclosed with angular brackets. Every tag in HTML perform different tasks. So you have an open tag, and then it has a closing tag, and then the closing tag will always have a slash. So this is the thing. So you have so many examples for tags here. So P is a paragraph tag. H2, you have 6 heading tags. Okay, we will be seeing in the next video about the heading tags. So depending on the size of the heading, if you want this, H6 is the H1 is the biggest one, H2 is slightly smaller, H3, H4, H5, H6, H6 is the smallest one. So like that you have different tags, headings in different sizes. They are predefined again. So B stands for bold tag, I stands for italics, U stands for underline. Now I told you whatever you can do in Microsoft Word, all the text formatting you can do it here. So this is basically for the web, and that is for basically the Word is basically for a desktop that's a desktop application, whereas HTML is used for displaying your document, displaying your content on the web. That is also whatever formatting you can do. You can insert a link in you can do all types of Word. If you know Word, or if you do not know Word, if you just go in, open Microsoft Word and see what are all the things that you can do. So what are all the things? You can type text first, and then in that text you can give different styles. You can have different font color, you can have different font size, you can have different font style, and then the font, the letters can be in bold, the letters can be in italics, the letters can be underlined, it can be strike through, and then so these are the things that you can do it with the font. You can have superscript, you can have subscript. Okay, so these are all the things that you can do it with font. Similarly, you can insert a table, you can have different table borders, and you can have different formats for themes for your tables, and you can have ordered list, you can have unordered list. So you can insert an image. So whatever you can do using Microsoft Word, all those formatting can be done in HTML also. For each and everything you can insert links in Microsoft Word. Similarly, you can insert link to another web page. Okay, so in HTML. So these are some of the tags that I told you now about formatting your formatting tags. Okay, formatting your text. And I told you there are most of the tags have got a starting tag and an ending tag, but there are a few tags which do not have the ending tag. So two such tags which don't have an ending tag, they are break and HR. So BR stands for break line. Suppose you want to you want in a particular place, it's something like your enter key. Normally when you type your document in Microsoft Word, and you want to, if you want to continue, go to the next line and continue it in the next line, you will press the enter key or the return key. So it is something similar to this. So here if you want to continue your text in the next line, what we do is wherever you want to give a break, you include this tag, BR tag. Okay, it's called breaking the line. So this doesn't have a end tag. Similarly, HR is if you want to split your paragraph, and between the paragraphs you want to give a horizontal line for splitting the paragraph. So like for example here, this is a web page and you see a horizontal line splitting the unclosed HTML tag and HTML meta tags. So this is one paragraph and this is another paragraph. So between the paragraphs, just to show a demarcation, just to show a difference between the different paragraphs, you can put a horizontal line. So this horizontal line that you see on this web page is drawn using this tag which is called as horizontal rule. So, the tag is HR. So BR and HR tag are the two tags which do not have a close tag or an end tag. Okay, and we saw there are so many meta tags here. So doc type, title, link, they are all meta tags, they are all predefined tags. Okay, so the doc type has got some functionality. Doc type means we are going to tell that it is a HTML type of document. So now so we will see in the due course, we have also seen the style tag. In the due course we are going to see what is called as cascading style sheets. So how do we define the various styles in, like as I told you, the formatting styles. You want to give different color, you want to give different font size, different formatting. These are all called as formatting. So formatting styles you can give using this style tag. So these are all called as meta tags. Okay, then now text tags. If you see the text tags, you have P is for paragraph. Then I told you H1 to H6. So 6 heading tags. H1 is the biggest one, next smallest, like that it goes in the decreasing order. H6 will be the smallest one. And then strong. Mostly strong, emphasize. EM is emphasized. Strong, emphasize. bold. These are all some of the strong emphasizes you want to give, the bold, mostly the look will be just bold only. So alternatively they can be used. Strong, EM stands for emphasized, ABBR is for abbreviation, acronym tag, address, and then BDO, block quote, Q, and then code, and then insert, delete, and then definition, keyboard, pre. These are all some of the other text tags. So mostly we may not be using these tags. We will be using the paragraph tag and then the heading tags H1 to H6, and then we might also be using the bold tag, the italics tag, and all that. Okay. Then HTML link tags. Link tags is a anchor and base. So these are the two tags that are used for linking your link, having a hyperlink. Like, what do you mean by a hyperlink? A hyperlink is your URL. When you say www.google.co.in, that is a URL, or www.gmail.com. So that is a URL, uniform resource locator. So like that, if you want to give a link, so, and then when you so here, if you look at this, whenever this is a link, stop saying this ad. So this is a link. When I move my cursor here, you will see that there is a hand symbol appears, so which means that is a link. Whenever there is no link, see, in these places, in these texts, there are no links, but when I come to this place, these are all links. So when I click on that, it will direct me to that page. So here it says HTML header tag. So when I click on this, it will go to the page where this HTML header is defined. Okay. So if I click on this HR, it will go to the page where this HR tag is explained. So these are all links. Going from here, from one page to navigate to another pages, we make use of these links. So a anchor is actually a tag, the HTML tag element, which is used for creating this link tag. Then HTML image and object tags, you have IMG, area, map, param, and object. So out of these, we will be mostly using this IMG tag, which helps to define IMG. And then list is, I told you can have ordered list, unordered list. So like that, you have UL stands for unordered list, OL stands for ordered list, LI stands for list item, and then DL, DT, DD definitions. So we will be seeing all these things when we see list in the list in detail. Okay. And then table tags, these are some of the table tags, and then you have form tags, and finally the scripting tags. So the whole tag list, HTML tag list, can now be split into these tags. So these are all the tags that we are going to see in detail in the forthcoming videos.